3 benefits of practicing hot yoga every day and why it's so good for you. And make sure you stay tuned to the very end, because I'm going to share with you my secret and how I was able to do yoga, hot yoga every day for 40 years. Now, when I say hot yoga every day, I'm not talking about 7 days a week, and I've said this before on my channel. I think 5 is great. 5 times a week is wonderful. 6 is ideal. Take 1 day off. 4 really should be a minimum, but this video is about doing it every day. So we're talking about 5, 6 days a week and why it's so important. Benefit number 1, you're making a serious investment for your future. Your future self, your older self, is going to thank you and praise you for doing this yoga and committing to this yoga every single day.
Well, thank you very much.
Here's a really great little saying I made up. The investment you make right now, going through the discipline of the class, and it's not easy, right now in this moment, is going to make your future so much easier. Just think about it. Bikram used to say, think of it. If you think about it, the easier you were on yourself in the past is why you're suffering right now in the present moment.
Thanks for nothing.
So we want to create the discipline, and yoga is the discipline. We create and commit to the discipline because we're making this future investment. Your older self is going to thank you big time. Before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. Any questions or comments, put them down below. I'm happy to get back to you. When Bikram got married to Rajeshri, I think it was 1984, they had this massive ceremony in India. If you know anything about Indian weddings, they last for 4 days. But they had their wedding party in Beverly Hills afterwards. They came back. It was at Johnny Weissmuller's house. Anybody remember one of the original Tarzans? It was at his house. And a television show came to the party, and they interviewed a lot of the celebrities that were there about how wonderful doing hot yoga is, Bikram especially. They had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they had Shirley MacLaine, they had Richard Benjamin, and they had Martin Sheen. And Martin Sheen has said exactly what I was saying right now. Listen to this clip.
One day I was in class and he said, just generally to the whole class, he said, you must do this yoga because you must voluntarily give yourself this pain now while you're capable to give it to yourself, and rid yourself of it now so that when you get old or older, pain and sickness will not visit you and give you the pain. You will have rid yourself of all of these illnesses.
And I had the privilege of teaching Martin Sheen in Beverly Hills. In fact, he had it in his contract. He was doing a movie called Man, Woman, and Child with Blythe Danner. And he had it in his contract to do an hour and a half yoga every single day during his lunchtime. Eventually, his co-star Blythe Danner and the whole crew and the cast were doing yoga with us every single day. And Martin's wife, Janet, she was doing yoga class with us every single day, sometimes 2-3 classes a day with us. She was really fanatic, and that's how I was introduced to the whole Sheen family. Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. I knew Charlie Sheen before Platoon. Recently, Charlie recorded a documentary on Netflix, and he's been doing the interview rounds, and he was on Joe Rogan, and they were talking, because Joe Rogan is an advocate of hot yoga, and they were talking about, and Joe even said, if people were to do hot yoga every single day, the world would be a much better place. Benefit number 2, we're creating this range of motion. First of all, yoga is not just about flexibility. A lot of people think it's all about flexibility. You have to be flexible to do yoga. It's flexibility and strength combination. It's really the combination of the two. Somebody that's super flexible doesn't have as much strength. They can't really balance for too long. Somebody that's stronger than they are flexible, they can balance for a long period of time, but they can't really stretch too far. We want to combine the two together. We start to measure results. It's really the strength, flexibility, and balance. But it's the type of flexibility, the range of motion. That's, again, connecting to benefit number 1 is an investment into our future health. How we're able to stay mobile for long periods of time, especially when we're doing postures that penetrate hard to get to places. And I've talked about this before on my channel. Postures like the spine twist, where we're stretching the side body. I actually included in the Barkan Method, which is not in the Bikram flow, revolving triangle. We're taking the spine in the other direction. And I also included another posture that's not in the Bikram flow, belly twist or side floor twist. Again, as we get into the side body, as you start creating this range of motion and maintaining it on a daily basis, what an investment in the future is going to make. It's going to keep us mobile. And what's happening is you're building momentum. And again, one of the reasons why we want to do it every day. If you do it every other day, you're always catching up. You're always going to be stiff and sore. For example, in the old days when I was doing 6 classes a week, Monday through Saturday, I always took Sunday off. Monday was my stiffest day by far. Now, if you're taking every other day off, you're always in Monday. You're always catching up. And what was the best day of the week? Friday and Saturday, because I was continuing to build momentum. During my teacher training program days back in 1981, 1982, I went home for a couple weeks and I really didn't do much yoga at all, just a little bit. When I came back, I was so tight and so stiff. It took me almost 2-3 weeks to get back into the groove again, and I vowed never to let that happen. So even over this 40-year period, even on vacation, I was always doing my yoga in the morning time to open up my body, to keep the momentum going, never to go back. You can even ask my kids, all the trips we took to Disney World, because we're in South Florida, we went to Disney World like 100 times. Every single morning, outside, we had a balcony in the hotel room. I was outside doing my morning routine, doing my morning stretch, opening up my body, not allowing myself to go back. I wanted to keep the momentum going. Now, a lot of yoga studios have a 30, especially in the hot yoga world, in the Bikram world, they have a 30-day challenge. Do yoga every day for 30 days, and they put their name up on the chart, and it's a really great little community thing that people participate in. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not an advocate of doing yoga 7 days a week. I really think that you want to give your body 1 day off a week to recover and then go right back into it again. However, a 30-day challenge is fine, but I would not say stay to the 30-day challenge. I'm not saying 7 days a week all the time. You got to give your body a chance to recover and to relax. My studio, we did a 5-day-a-week challenge. 5 days a week for 2 months, transform your life, or 40 classes in 60 days. And let me tell you the results that people got from this particular event. So people would do 2-3 times a week, and they would sign up for the 5-day-a-week challenge. And they would find within the first 2 weeks of doing yoga, hot yoga every day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, they improve more in that first 2-week period than they did in the previous 6 months.
This feels amazing.
Again, we want to build the momentum. We want to keep the body open, keep it loose, keep the strength and flexibility combination happening together on a consistent basis. And as we build that consistency, what a difference it makes. Bishnu Ghosh had a saying. Bishnu Ghosh was my teacher's teacher, Bikram's guru. He'd say, you eat every day, you sleep every day, you go to the bathroom every day, do yoga every day. Now, let me share my secret with you.
Oh, please do.
How I was able to do yoga every single day or 5-6 days a week for 40 years. When I first started my teacher training program, I don't know if you've heard this before. If you've been watching the channel, I've been doing this channel for 4 years now. Is it 4 years? Is it 4 years? I forget. I don't know. My teacher training program was 3 to 4 classes a day. Not 3-4 classes a week, 3-4 classes a day. How was I able to get up? And I would work I would do an 8-hour shift. I was working as a bartender in Los Angeles Airport, LAX.
Drinks are on the house!
Terminal 4, American Airlines. I'd work from 2 in the afternoon all the way through till 1 o'clock in the morning, get up and go to that class at 9 o'clock. My first class was 9 o'clock. How did I do that? I made the decision once. That was the key. I didn't sit there in my bed every day saying, should I go to yoga today or should I not go to yoga today? Am I going to go up and do awkward pose and the Cobra series and Locust? If I think about the poses, at one point, eventually going to talk myself out of it. So I made the decision once. Now there was no decision, no mind, which is what they call in the Raja Yoga, no mind. There was no more decision. I made the decision once, and I wasn't going to decide every day. I got up, brushed my teeth, I got dressed, got in my car, and I started driving, and all of a sudden, I'm doing the breathing. Oh, all right, here I am in the breathing. No decision made. I already made the decision. There's no decision every day because I made the decision already. I made the decision once, and that's what I suggest that you do. Make the decision you're going to do your class, whatever it is, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, Tuesday to Sunday, whatever it is, in a row. You make the decision once, and you stick to it. You make that commitment. And your future self, your older self, is going to thank you for it. Just turned 7 years old this year. My older self is now thanking my younger self for the commitment that I made. Now, speaking of older age people, if you've been doing yoga for a long period of time, what's happening is you're going to hit a curve. This is what I call the curve. You're going to start out here, and you're going to continue to get in better. You're going to improve, you're going to improve, you're going to improve. And then at one point, somewhere in your life, doesn't really matter when you start. In fact, Emmy Cleaves, who taught me the advanced class, who just passed away recently, well into her 90s, and she was an extraordinary yogini, and she taught me so much. She started at 45 years old. So she didn't peak till she was about 55, 60, maybe 10, 15 years into her practice. Same thing for me. I was much younger. I started at 24. I peaked somewhere around 35, 36. So now you're going to peak. You're going to plateau. And at one point, gravity is going to take over. Old age is going to take over, and you're going to start going down on the curve. Here's the good news. You'll never go back to where you started if you've been practicing on a daily basis.
That's a relief.
If you've been practicing on a consistent basis. You're always going to maintain a level of flexibility and strength, but you're going to lose range of motion over time because there's no way you're doing yoga at 90 years old the way you did when you were 35. It's just not going to happen. It's just nature. Dharma Mitri, a very famous yogi from another style of yoga, said he would lose 2 postures a year as he started to decline in age, as he started to get older. So if you're on the downside of the curve, now it really turns into what we call Raja Yoga, yoga of the mind. Now it's really a matter of awareness. I wouldn't trade what I could do when I was 32, 33 years old for what I know mentally, what I have an intellectual understanding. It'd be nice to have both, but I wouldn't trade for the awareness that I've created over 40 some years, opposed to how wonderful and athletic I was in the peak of my practice. So that's the curve, by the way. Especially if you're getting older, I think it's important to understand that. So always stay in the moment. Don't judge yourself. Oh, I wish I could do what I was doing when I was 35 years old. It's impossible. You're getting older. It's not going to happen. But your awareness is going to continue to increase. The spiritual path will continue to increase. The physical will drop down at one point, but the mental and the spiritual will ascend. So we're going to make that future investment. We're going to keep the range of motion for the flexibility and strength combination. Our older self is going to thank our younger self for the investment that we're making. We're going to keep the momentum going, and your life will transform, guaranteed. And make that decision once and make that commitment. So I've been including in my videos where I'm going to be in my live workshops and teacher training programs. January 26th to the 28th, I'm going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, doing a Barkan Method hot vinyasa and hot yoga workshop. In February, I'm going to be in Steamtown. I'll put the dates here on the screen. I'll be in Steamtown, Pennsylvania, which is in Scranton, doing a level 2 training. And then a couple weeks later in February, once again, I'll put the dates here on the screen, I'll be doing a Barkan Method Level 2 teacher training program in Iceland in Selfoss, which is about 45 minutes east of Reykjavik. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'm happy to get back to you, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye, everyone.